Stream. The Vampire Stream. The Vampire Stream. The Vampire. Y'all driving me to drink on the Vampire Stream. I need my serum. Frost. The Vampire Stream. Listen. Stop asking me about Anthony Joshua. Luis Ortiz. On the Vampire Stream. Let's talk. Let's get everything out. So we can stop talking about this. I don't know if you guys notice, but I don't like to waste my time. I just like to rhyme on the Vampire Stream. Now, some people told me to check the Boxing Voice. They had an interview with Luis Ortiz's trainer, Jay Jimenez. And he said his opinion on what's going on. And it sounds like there's some discord in Luis Ortiz's camp. This will be the end-all be-all for the Vampire Stream. So, we could talk about it, and y'all can stop asking me about this shit. So, I'm going to say my piece. Really, after listening to it, I didn't even listen to the whole thing, but I listened to a good portion of his part while I was driving. And guess what? My thoughts haven't changed. Like, see, listen, I don't know, motherfuckers, don't confuse me. I'm one-on-one. I know what I say on my channel on the Vampire Stream. Why do you always wear sunglasses indoors? Why do you care? On the shooters, get rid of PK. Extinguish him. I never seen so many men care so much what other men got on the Vampire Stream. They really are obsessed with me, bro. Like, who cares if I'm wearing a fucking zoot suit, a top hat, you know, a fedora? Why do you guys give a fuck what I'm wearing? Like, I never went, I don't know, maybe I'm built different. I ain't never went to no boxing page and was inspecting what Roy Jones was wearing and shit. I don't give a fuck. He got a turtleneck. You know what I'm saying? I got a black shirt on. I can understand if I was wearing what Sean Porter wore to the Mikey Garcia fight, that green shit, that Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia. If I was wearing something loud like that, you know what I'm saying? He had that leprechaun green. The magically delicious lad. We got horseshoes and marshmallows and the milk chocolatey way. You know, I ain't wearing nothing crazy. These motherfuckers are the Vampire Stream. Shout out to Nancy Castro on the Vampire Stream. He's gonna tell you, let me see your eye. These dudes be obsessed with another man. It's crazy. Can't I live? Anyway, so let's talk about this Anthony Joshua situation, because I inform myself and listen to most of the interviews. So I have a pretty good understanding, better than before. And literally nothing has changed that I said. Shout out to my dude Daryl. Nothing that I said has changed. I still feel the same way. Listen, so I'm just so, I feel like I say the same thing over and over. But hey, it comes with the territory, right? Joshua was scheduled to fight the guy he and his team picked, Gerald Big Baby Miller. Gerald Big Baby Miller had HGH, EPO, EPMD, G14 classified, GW1516, George W. Bush, WD40, R2D2, C3PO, 3LW. I'm getting a little tired of your broken promises. You know, he had that 3LW and TLC, ABC, BBD, the East Coast family. You know, he had all this shit in his system, bro. So his fight got canceled with Anthony Joshua for June 1st, right? Because he had XYZ and all this shit in his system. Your flies down, XYZ, you know what I'm saying? We get it. It's not Luis Ortiz's fault. It's not Adam Kanowski's fault. Joe Joyce said, why didn't I even get considered? I feel insulted. Eddie Hearn, Barry Manilow, Eddie Murphy, they got to replace Joshua's opponent. Hopefully, since it's his American debut, hopefully try to bring him out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth. They got to hopefully try to bring out a reasonable opponent that fills up the building, right? So that's the status of it. You know, first of all, people are saying like Luis Ortiz is ducking, and what are we talking about, bro? What is he ducking? Like, after listening to that, there was some misinformation from Luis Ortiz's team that was put out. So I give them that, you know, like the people who were saying like that, because I did a video about it based on what they posted, and I responded, and he said he got lowballed. But on this thing, he said, hey, I jumped the gun and went to social media. So that's why social media can be dangerous. So there looks like there was some miscommunications and some wires that got crossed in Team Luis Ortiz. So there's also a bunch of idiots running around saying Al Heyman is the one that did this and held this up. And in the interview, he clearly says his promoter, the one, you know, that he was with before he even signed with Al Heyman, the one that services a lot of Cuban fighters, like Rigondeaux. It used to be Rigondeaux's promoter. I don't know if he still is. Dade Promotions, based in Miami. He says the guy with Dade Promotions was dealing with Eddie Hearns, got passed on the information. They need a filler. They want Luis Ortiz, $5 million. So whatever he's communicating, Dade Promotions and the team, it sounds like they weren't on the same page. But, you know, all this ducking and all this bullshit sounds stupid, because he was never the original target. You know, how you ducking because you can't come to terms? Even if your team, like I said, they jumped the gun. Jay Jimenez, he admitted that he jumped the gun, got on social media. So you could say the low ball, you know, now that the number came out, you could say the low ball don't make sense. Eddie Hearn said he's gonna expose him and shit like that, all this extra shit. But at the end of the day, how are we labeling anything a duck because they can't agree, pressed for time? Like, it just that don't sound, unless he was like, my thing is this, and I know nobody can fuck with this point. I've been saying that since day one. I've been saying the same thing. If Luis Ortiz likes the $5 million, $7 million, wants more, they're trying to get more. It is what it is, right? And we're gonna get to the pay in a second. If they feel comfortable 5 weeks and they feel they can be ready, because he said in the interview they could be at 80-90%. If they want to send their fighter in with 80-90%, you know, instead of a full camp, that's their business. But like I said don't. My thing is this: don't let the game exploit you, because that's what happens all the time. You know, people get like Vanes Martirosyan, same thing. You know, oh hey, fight Triple G on 2-3 weeks notice. We knew he was gonna get his head cracked, and he got his head cracked. So Luis Ortiz at age 40, I understand money talks and stuff like that, but you gotta know your self-worth. And this situation with Luis Ortiz, to me, what it sounds like is too many hands in the cookie jar. First of all, Al Heyman's advisor, so I have questions that I didn't really get an immediate answer for. Why is Eddie Hearn going through Dade Promotion, which is, an extension, the promoter he's always been with, instead of going through Al Heyman? You know what I'm saying? Because Al Heyman might have a grander scale, since he Dade Promotions doesn't control the career of Deontay Wilder. Dade Promotions doesn't control the career of Adam Kanowski. Dade Promotions doesn't have the same relationship with Steven Espinoza and Showtime. Dade Promotions didn't sign this deal with Fox. Dade Promotions didn't get Jerry Jones in Dallas and work together to orchestrate a deal. You know what I'm saying? So the bottom line is, that's just what it is. Dade Promotions is Dade Promotions. They have the fighters that they have. So for me, I'm wondering, why is Al Heyman not even in the picture? Why are you talking to Dade Promotions? Because if Luis Ortiz is going to fight Adam Kanowski, Joe Joyce, or Wilder, guys that are under the PBC banner, he would know that more so than Dade Promotions. You feel me? So that was a bit confusing to me. Make sure y'all smash the like button. So then Dade Promotions, you feel me? So that was a bit confusing to me. Listen, we have 25 likes and 8 dislikes. I don't really give a shit, but smash the like button. We can never let these motherfuckers beat us what we're doing. All I'm doing is saying my piece. They clearly don't have the guts or the balls to stand up and ever do what I do. So y'all got to do y'all job, help the movement, smash the like button. We just talking boxing per usual. Anyway, that's one question I have, is why is Dade Promotion the one kind of handling it, and he doesn't necessarily know what the plans are for Wilder beyond Brazil, what the plans are for Kanowski. It seems like Eddie Hearn would be better suited dealing with Al Heyman. So I don't know how that came about. That's one issue. Two, that is, Team Luis Ortiz is bad if they're putting out information and they're getting their wires crossed. So, I can admit that's something they need to address. You can't say somebody's lowballing you and not put out a figure and then, I talked to my team and, okay, we like the money. That's, you put out, Luis Ortiz's team put out misinformation there, The other thing is, and this is not an excuse, I just told you that's Team Luis Ortiz is bad, for sure. If they're putting out misinformation saying I got lowballed and then truth comes out that you were cool with the deal, The other thing is this. It's like the boy who cried wolf. Eddie Hearns and AJ been wolfing for so long with a lot of stuff, selling wolf tickets. So when these situations arise, people don't know who to believe. That's just keeping it real with you. People don't know who to believe. It's like the boy who cried wolf. So, when it comes out, he got a low blow, yeah, people tend to believe that because Dillian White complained about the same thing. Wilder complained about the same thing. You feel what I'm saying? Tyson Fury and Frank Warren complained about the same thing. It was a derisory offer. So even Jay Jimenez, if he's talking to Dade Promotions and they're saying it's a low blow but not giving him the exact figure, I can understand why he thought it was a low blow, because AJ has done this to other teams. But slow it down. We're going to take it back a notch. Everything I said on the channel still remains. I don't know who Joshua's going to fight. That's what I said. At this point, I don't even care. Salvage it the best way you can. Good luck. I don't even want to talk. It's like wasting my time. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see the Avengers and shit. Like, I just, like I said, I want to wait and see who he fights, whoever they decide. Period. The other thing is this. Doesn't change anything that I said. Eddie Hearns is on tape saying he went to Madison Square Garden and DAZN and they picked Gerald Miller. He threw them under the bus and said they picked Gerald Big Baby Miller. That's what he said. Just Avin look guy, block him. Block him. One of the shooters block him. Just having a look guy block him. What I said it still remains true. I still feel the same way. The bottom line is this. AJ is the A side in the heavyweight division. Luis Ortiz, this is not a 5-6 week thing. He's had ample time to fight Luis Ortiz. You know, it just so happens you're in a pinch, you're in a bind. Now people are, you know, slinging around, ducking and all this shit. Why didn't Joshua fight him for the last 2 years? That's the same point that I've made. You see me, I keep it 10 toes down. I'm not changing anything. I ain't changing shit. I still feel exactly the same way. That's always been my issue. That's always been my gripe. I don't know who said what in this YouTube stratosphere. All I know is what I said, and I still feel the same way. People are looking at this 5-6 weeks like BS. Why didn't he fight Joshua? Why didn't he select Luis Ortiz from the get-go? Maintain the same since day one. Before I knew Luis Ortiz said low ball and then took it back and all that, I said the same thing. 10 toes down. Like I said, so, you know, it is what it is. At this point, I don't even care, bro. I don't even care. Just whoever he fights now. But like I said, this could have been avoided had they picked Luis Ortiz in the beginning. Right now, the situation is getting messy. Too many hands in the cookie jar. You know, you have the trainer speaking out. We haven't heard from Luis Ortiz. You know, you have the trainer saying his piece. Oh, we wanted the deal. Day Promotions is, you know, trying to run up the bill. I don't know what Al Heyman is saying. You know what I'm saying? And then you have Eddie Hearn. It's just, and all of this under time constraints, in a time crunch, in a situation where, you know, training must be done and completed. So it's kind of getting messy. It's kind of getting messy. Ego, I said it once, I'll say it again. Matchroom Promotions is Protective Custody Promotions. So, you know, it's the same thing. You say you're never going to hear from Luis Ortiz. Well, like I said, too many Chiefs and not enough Indians. Too many hands in the cookie jar. You know, these teams should be on par. And real talk, while people are down at Luis Ortiz's team, because it sounds like they got some shaky shit going on, let's not get it twisted like Anthony Joshua hasn't said different shit than what Eddie Hearns has said. Like Eddie Hearns ain't said different shit Barry Hearns has said. So what are we talking about, bro? You know what I'm saying? This shit is pathetic. I've heard Anthony Joshua for the last year and a half talk about all the great big names that he wants to fight. And then when it comes down to the actual fight, it's not the people. AJ was in a car with some other dude in the driver's seat. He was in the past, and he said, "Oh, no, I'm not worried about Povetkin. I want to fight Wilder." He said, "I don't want to fight Povetkin." His next fight was Povetkin. So, you know, what are we talking about, really? Like, don't act like Luis Ortiz his team is the only one that said crazy shit. Or, I mean, look at, there's a lot of teams, and once again, old media don't never talk about it. Look at the shit Abel Sanchez be saying, and then Triple G when they were a team. I know they just recently broke up. Or the shit Freddie Roach said, and Pacquiao was saying, and then Bob Arum was saying, and then Michael Conks was saying. Pacquiao, yeah, I want to fight Terrence Crawford. You know, and then Michael Conks is like, we don't want to fight that bullshit style. Then Bob Arum saying he wants to make the fight. Stop it. So, like me, I don't even care, bro. I'm not trying to... Let's see. Let's just see who they have lined up. That's how I feel. You know? But the points I made, I still feel firm, 10 toes down. Someone give me one excuse. Give me one excuse why Luis Ortiz picked Gerald Miller over Luis Ortiz. Like, in terms of merit. Not like, oh, he wanted him because he's a New Yorker. I'm talking about like a real life reason where he prioritized? Why was Miller picked over Luis Ortiz in terms of like merit and who deserves a fight? Let me know that. Let me know how Miller was picked. This is the same point I've been making from day one. The videos are still up. You guys can check it. You know that. Less risk. What else? Y'all guess around. Why wasn't Ortiz picked from the beginning? This is what I've been saying. You know? And I just showed you. I played tapes. I played a tape earlier today from 2 years ago where I was calling for the Luis Ortiz AJ fight. So if anybody has wanted to see this fight, you already know it's me. You already know it's me. So you can never even begin to look. You can never even begin to formulate your lips.
I think now it's gonna be Shannon. Let's go, champ. And obviously in the future, with the WBA's president, Gilberto J. Mendoza. And they also have a video of the stream and the conversation. And he said some good things that is music to my ears that I like. In it, Mendoza said that the winner of Joshua versus Klitschko will be ordered, because they'll have the WBA belt up for that particular fight. The winner will be ordered to advance to face Luis King Kong Ortiz, who is, I guess, the person in that mandatory position, right? Shannon Briggs.
Now look, they know they can't fade me. Published December, Boxingego, published December 20th, 2016. So, I mean, so like I said, people getting bent out of shape. What the fuck? People getting bent out of shape over this whole 5-6 week. This is precisely why Luis Ortiz should have been planned from the beginning. Because like I said, you have too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. Like, you have too many hands in the cookie jar. People want different things, and it's getting messy. But all of this becomes chaotic when you're in a time crunch. You see, this is if anything, Jay Jimenez's interview proves what I've been saying. This is why bigger fights are negotiated, hopefully in the proper amount of time, because you can avoid this, get everyone on the same page, have a team meeting, and not be like, oh, Luis Ortiz in the gym, half-ass training, you know, trying to prepare for a fight he may or may not have. So this is exactly my point. This is why everything becomes more challenging when you're in a time crunch. Let's say you were in college. Your teacher says, I want you to write a 10-page paper. You know, any sources where you quote, you have a bibliography, blah, blah, blah. And she gave you 2 months to complete it. You wait till the night before. And now you got to cram and do 10 paper. You haven't been doing your rough draft. You haven't been proofreading. You haven't been slowly building this essay up. So you just staying up, you know, drinking a Red Bull, trying to get everything down. It's doable. Like I've said, Wilder looked like a giraffe. Block him. Block Ali. You ain't no fucking Ali. Block Ali. I mean, these jokes is just like wild corny. Wilder looked like a giraffe. Well, whatever. You're doing a 10-page paper that was assigned a month or two early. You had a month or two to do it. You wait till the night before. That's your fault. Like I said, it's doable. I've done it. I'm a procrastinator, you know, so I've done it, but it's not ideal. You know what I'm saying? It's not ideal. And not everyone operates like me, especially when you have a team. You know, imagine doing the same thing, 10-page paper, but it's a group project and everyone has to, you know, agree. So that's why preparation is key. Henceforth, what I said from the gates, this is why Luis Ortiz should have been instructed, because he would have been, see, I told you this. The thing is, even the day promotion dude, whoever he is, I don't blame him. I get what I understand everyone's side here. You know what I'm saying? the trainer's like Jay. He's like, man, don't mess up our money. I'd rather get, $5 million than nothing. That's how he's looking at it. Plus the opportunity at the belts. But then the day promotion dude said like he was trying to run up the tab on Eddie and see how much they can get. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, I understand both sides of that. But I mean, like I said, I'm not even a money hungry person, but I would be more on the day promotion shit. I would be doing the same thing. See, the other thing, and I told you, this is the environment that DAZN kind of breeds. All of their biggest signings and stuff are usually highly publicized. So you want me last minute? You could have chosen me from the beginning. I have a shortened camp. I would try to press you. I'm just being real. I would try to squeeze you. I love a good underdog story. So I would try to squeeze you. Because you had ample time to pick me. The fans were telling you to pick me. Ego, new media were telling you to pick him. If you weren't going to fight Wilder or Fury, definitely pick Luis Ortiz. So, like, I mean, y'all saying all this crazy shit, I would be doing the same thing the day promotion is. Yeah, he offering 5. But just, let's see how much we can get out this equation. So, different strokes for different folks. Luis Ortiz's team is not on the same page. But here's the other thing. You have to look. That's what I'm saying. This is why certain people play certain roles. And this is not a diss to nobody. I'm just telling you, there's too many hands in the cookie jar. Because the trainer, he gets a cut of that. So he might just be like, man, $5 million is cool. I ain't never got no, 10% of $5 million or whatever. So his ideology could be that. Day promotion is probably like, nah, we got them where we want them. We're in the driver's seat. So, it's just people get their wires crossed. But the Boxing Voice was asking questions, like follow-up questions, like what about the rematch clause? Some people got 50-50. Would you be mad if you... And then the trainer is saying, I don't even know about the 50. He said, I wasn't even thinking that far ahead. So to me, the J dude, he's not even thinking about, like, he's just thinking about the initial offer. So I don't know that the promoter was not advising the right thing, because he wasn't even thinking about the terms for the rematch. How can you not think about that? See, that's why everyone has a position. You get what I'm saying? The trainer said in the interview that he wasn't even thinking so far ahead to the rematch. That's why everyone has a specific designated position. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go to Apple, when Steve Jobs was alive, he probably wasn't running the whole building. You know what I'm saying? He had an office. Somebody, a secretary buzzes you up into the office. You know what I'm saying? They got someone doing the windows. That's why people have to play their position. But to me,